Earn money, save money and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. In this program you will know why a lawyer became an eco-farmer, what eco-house actually mean, and how we can recognize greenwashed products. Ecology is becoming a religion of the 21st century, and ecologization of consciousness affects consumers' tastes and preferences, as well as entrepreneurs' activities. In the past, Dennis Tan was a successful lawyer, notary officer, owner of nightclubs, and even the editor-in-chief of a glossy magazine. Today, he identifies himself as an eco-farmer and does not want at all to change his career. Changes in his life began after he accidentally purchased a small land plot in Almaty region. It was time when I felt tired to work for somebody, so I decided to plant trees on this land. As far as I remember, I came here in 2011. It was raining and I wore a suit and a tie. I turned up my sleeves and started planting apple trees. I was in mud and soaked to the skin. But at that moment I was really happy. I felt the energy of the land. And things changed since that moment. Having abandoned ordinary lifestyle, Dennis acquainted with leading ecologists from Kazakhstan, took part in seminars and educational trainings dedicated to alternative energy sources and did practical training abroad. It turned out that I went to the US where I was searching for eco-villages and contacting with them. At the beginning, I paid for my training and worked as a volunteer. Then I acquired a worker status. I earned money and, of course, learned everything that I could. Dennis came back to Kazakhstan 3 years ago and started to apply his knowledge in everyday life. He delivered worms from California in order to produce biocompost. Later on, he started breeding quails and pigs and installing biogas equipment. Dennis calls his creation a full-cycle farm. He even produces biogas from organic wastes in order to heat his house and cook food. Such wastes are recycled into organic fertilizers, which are much in demand at the farm market. The most important thing is that all business lines complement each other. For example, when I have some problem with worms, I sell eggs. When I have some problems with eggs, I focus on the production of fertilizers. Therefore, when I have a lot of gas, I heat quail house more intensively and the profitability increases. We also have a 1-in-2 invention. We installed a small biogas hothouse. This makes it possible to protect biogas against all acts of nature. And biogas, for its part, generates heat and heats the hothouse. As a result, we've got a passive hothouse. Everything is working here all year round. I visited courses of Step Holzer in Russia. According to him, you can grow anything in all types of land. Now this system is functioning perfectly. Dennis not only commercializes his knowledge, but willingly shares it with others. For this purpose, he decided to build an educational center at the territory of his eco-farm. And despite the fact that the construction is still underway, Dennis regularly holds training workshops. Their participants tell secrets about creation of energy-saving and biogas installations or hydroponic concepts. The organizers of such masterclasses often invite experts from abroad, and among attendees are not only citizens of Kazakhstan, but also ecologists from Russia, Kyrgyzstan and Ukraine. Education process consists of lections as well as of practical tasks. The first part of our seminars is theoretical, when we begin with technologies and finish with some historical facts. The second part is practical, when people go outside and do something with their own hands. Along with that, Dennis explains to his students that eco-life is not always a synonym to expensive life and proves it by his own experience. There is a misconception that eco means very expensive. Making something with our own hands is easy. In addition, we can save money thanks to our land. For example, by doing it this way, we can decrease the burden of urban electric stations and provide ourselves with electricity. Thus, we were not affected by the recent crisis because we were self-sufficient.
на землю.
The trend of transformation to ecologically pure products is observed all over the world since the 1950s. Analysts expect that the world market of certified organic goods in the nearest 2 years will exceed $100 billion. According to experts from Organic Trade Association, the average growth rate of the organic food market reaches 15 to 20% per year. Thus, for example, in 1999 it was estimated at $15 billion, in 2006 at $30 billion, in 2012 at $64 billion, and in 2016 at $68 billion. The transition to organic products has become not only a global trend, but a profitable business. Manufacturers from Kazakhstan, like those from other countries, more often look toward the production of environmentally friendly goods. Even today, this market is estimated at more than $20 million, and the number of organic goods in domestic shops continues to increase from year to year. Organic materials are used everywhere – in construction, in the food industry, in cosmetics, and so on. Currently, organic goods can be regarded as a separate group of goods. In Kazakhstan, organic food is produced by large companies and by private farms. They cooperate with restaurants and cafes, as well as with ordinary and specialized shops. We had a farm, cows and horses. Everything was well organized. One day we decided to create an internet shop and sell online everything that we produced. And it was not just an internet shop, but a platform where farmers could register online. Everything produced by farmers, dairy products, meat, vegetables and fruit was available on that website. As we played the role of mediators between shops and buyers, we organized free home delivery services. We have been working online for more than 2 years. Our products are 100% natural and are successfully sold at the market. Our sales and other indicators are improving from day to day. Specialized organic food shops are also becoming very popular. In Kazakhstan they appeared 6 years ago. Many of them focused on selling of organic products in cooperation with Russian or European companies. Nowadays, such shops mainly target at domestic manufacturers, purchase products from local farms or produce their own. So how do such sales outlets differ from other ones at the market of Kazakhstan? We focus on selling of ecologically pure food and food products which contain as much minerals and vitamins as possible and which are free from any chemicals or food supplement. For example, an organic tomato is a tomato grown in the soil which had not been fertilized with chemicals for at least 7 years, and it must be proved by certain documents. In addition, the usage of genetically modified seeds in this case is prohibited. There is no doubt that food products and cosmetics are the cutting edge of organic food consumption. However, building materials are also subject to tough requirements. All we care about products our houses consist of. Therefore, consumers also put special emphasis on construction materials. Among them are paints and water emulsions, bamboo or cotton wallpapers, and other goods based on natural elements. Original eco-products should mainly consist of natural ingredients. For example, wood windows are more expensive than plastic ones. Furniture made of natural materials should also cost more. According to statistics, annually humankind produces and emits to the atmosphere 7 billion tons of carbon dioxide. 1/3 of this volume is produced by residential buildings. In order to reduce emissions, eco-houses are being built all over the world, including Kazakhstan. Such buildings practically do not produce carbon dioxide. In addition, due to well-chosen location, eco-houses do not need air conditioners in summer and hot water radiators in winter, because desired temperature in rooms is maintained by wind and sun. Clay, straw, wood, sandstone, ceramics and all other gifts of nature can serve as building materials. Eco-houses allow us to save as much energy as possible. These houses are self-sufficient in electricity and heat. We should not confuse eco-houses with smart houses. I think that an eco-house regulates all processes in order to spend minimum energy. Such houses should cover living expenses. Many environmental events and projects are supported by the state. It assumes the main and strategic role of upgrading of enterprises to make them answer ecological standards. This includes the construction of wind and solar plants to provide people with cheap electricity, as well as laying water pipes to provide with fresh drinking water every house. To reach these goals, the green economy concept was adopted in Kazakhstan in 2013. It sets certain tasks before the state and manufacturers. According to the goals of Green Bridge program, in 2020 Kazakhstan should generate 3% of energy from renewable sources. In 2050, this proportion should reach 50%. In the nearest 4 years, 13 wind plants, 17 water power plants and 4 solar plants are to be launched in the country. Analysts forecast that from year to year, baskets of consumer goods are expected to be filled with a greater number of organic products. They explain it not only by the fashion for healthy diets, but also by the growing number of eco-food producers. Thus, only in small Czech Republic, within 3 years, the number of new farms increased by 15%. Specialists explain this by the fact that the organic food business can be quite profitable because price markup for such food products may reach 300%. This is due to the fact that chemical-free crops are poorer and organic food products require a lot of handwork. It is clear that these food products are more expensive because they are more difficult to produce and they have a shorter shelf life. Rodents like them much more because they do not eat chemically treated food products. Therefore, growing and storage expenses are higher. In addition, crops grown without chemical fertilizers have lower yields. For instance, if you don't fertilize your tomatoes, they will be small and have an irregular shape. And tomatoes grown on fertilizers will be nice looking and have a greater weight, but they will taste like plastic. Experts predict that by 2020 the market of eco-products will increase more than twice and reach $250 billion. At the same time, almost 90% of consumers of such food live in the US and EU countries. For instance, only residents of Germany spend on bioproducts about 8 billion euros annually. Average costs for organic food in Europe are about 200 per person. In the US they reach about 80 euros and in Asia 71 euros. Over the last decade, against the backdrop of popularity of eco-products, we can encounter foods disguised as organic, but in fact they are not. Nowadays, many consumers face with such a phenomenon as greenwashing and often even do not know about that. When you buy some miracle-working face mask where it is written in big letters olive oil, you should remember that it can be just a chemical product with 2 or 3 drops of olive oil. And besides the advertising slogan on the front side of the package, we should also very carefully read the information about ingredients. It often happens that such products contain emulsifiers, aromatizing agents, stabilizers, and so on. Of course, the information written on such products can be false. In this case, we can test them only in health inspection services. Pseudo-green companies delude consumers and damage the market of eco-services and green products. Only a green certificate issued by an independent certification authority and special marks on the package can serve as the only guarantee for consumers. These are the standards adopted in different countries. For instance, it is organic in the US, bio in France and eco in Germany. In fact, this is one and the same name registered in a different way in different countries. Each eco-product has its certificate of origin and medical certificates which prove that this is a green product. It is strongly recommended to read labels on such products where producers should provide the information about ingredients. Some huge business-class ocean liners are equipped with golf courses. The main problem is that balls often fly out overboard. However, an environmentally concerned Spanish company which specializes in manufacturing of golf equipment started production of single-use golf balls or Eco-Bio balls. Their core consists of compressed fish food. Their cover, which seems solid at first sight, completely dissolves after being in water for 3 days. One such ball costs only 82 cents, which is 5 cents cheaper than a conventional one.